I'm Hanneke.
Susanna.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Let's go.
Thank you.
In het Nationaal Archief in Lissabon heeft Hanneke een afspraak met Susanne Matthäus, historica en onderzoekster van de Sephardische geschiedenis.
And I would like to show you some documents I think you will love.
Because they are about Bento Osorio?
Yes, in fact.
Oh, wow.
So, this is an inquisitorial record.
From the Inquisition.
The Inquisition was a court of the Catholic Church in charge of tracking down, interrogating and punishing heretics. In the beginning of the 16th century, the Portuguese Jews were forced to convert to Catholicism. After that, they were called New Christians. The Inquisition kept a close watch to check if they secretly kept practicing their Jewish faith. The Inquisition was notorious for their cruel torture when they forced people to admit to this.
This is an inquisitorial trial against a new Christian who was traveling in Amsterdam and then came back to Lisbon. And he told the inquisitors some information about Bento's family and Bento's practices in Amsterdam. He accused Bento Osorio of being practicing Judaism secretly.
Hij was stiekem Joods. Okay.
So as you can see here, the name Bento Osorio.
Yeah.
And you see, in Portuguese, he said que viu nela, Amsterdam, in Amsterdam, Bento Osorio.
And Bento had no idea he was watched.
No, they don't.
So he just lived, he thought, well, I'm in Amsterdam, I'm safe.
Yes.
But in fact, the Inquisition had sort of a spy who watched him.
Yes, the Inquisition was very interesting to know the customs, the practices of
Why?
Portuguese people abroad.
Why?
Because they were afraid of the contact these people have with Portugal. Bento was a businessman. Bento was in contact with Portuguese people and Portuguese merchants.
But the Inquisition could not touch Bento because he was far away.
No, now he was outside the area of jurisdiction of the Inquisition. And then, if you look at this part,
Yeah?
you can see the supposed Jewish practice. Here I have a transcription in English of this document, if you can see the information it's inside.
To use on Saturdays cleaner and better clothes than the ones used during the week. And also to fail to appear on Saturdays on the stock market. On Saturday he did not work. So he was religious.
Yes.
Jewish. Yeah. His father and nephew were said by the Catholics he met to be Jews living under the law of Moses. What does that mean?
This means that the Catholics who live there think they were crypto-Jews,
Yeah.
so secret Jews. Now I have to show you another kind of documents.
Yeah.
They are inquisitorial trials, but from people who met Bento before he went to Amsterdam. People who knew Bento in Lisbon, who know the practice he made in Lisbon.
Oh, yeah.
This one is a trial record for the end of the 16th century, so the period where Bento lived in Lisbon.
Mm-hmm.
And this is people who were arrested in Lisbon, and while they were tortured or they are interrogated by the inquisitors,
Yeah.
they told the Inquisition about religious practice that Bento and his family made in Lisbon. We can see the transcription over there. And you can see, in this case, they talk about religious practices related to food, what they eat, the kosher procedures they made. So you can read it.
All 7 people were at the house of Bento Osorio, are new Christians. When they were together, they specifically stated the ceremonies that they performed in respect of Moses' law. For example, that they didn't eat fish that had no scales, nor pork meat, nor cheese or milk over meat, kosher.
Yes.
Don't cook the son in the mother's milk. Kook het bokje nooit in de melk van de moeder. komt opeens een soort Joods religie in mij op. They refrained from working on Saturday, nooit op zaterdag werken, and went to church for keeping with appearances. And they trusted each other due to the fact that they were from the same nation and friends through kinship. Dus ze waren verbonden als bloedgroep, zullen we maar zeggen. They were just Jews living more or less religiously.
Yes, and they were
Or more.
keeping the appearance of
Yes.
being Catholics, so they went
Yes.
to church, and so in secret they made Jewish practice together.
It's just like me as a child being hidden in a Christian family. They had to be hidden. Is this why Bento eventually left Lisbon and went to Amsterdam?
Most probably, yes. As we have seen in these last documents, it's clear that in the end of the 16th century, Bento was denounced to the Inquisition. So he was probably afraid of being arrested. The accusations against him grew
Yes.
up.
Yeah.
So he was afraid, I think so.
He was not safe
He
anymore.
was not safe anymore in Lisbon. Due to the Inquisition, to this atmosphere of fear in which he lived, he decided to flee and to live to Amsterdam with his family. So, as you have seen in this case, they told us where Bento lived. They refer here behind St. Dominic in the Rua dos Canos, in a central neighborhood in Lisbon. So, I think we can go there and see for ourselves the place where he lived.
It exists still, this neighborhood.
We can see more or less where it was.
Oh, I'd love to.
Okay.
Ja. Het is ongelooflijk. Waarom Joden toch eigenlijk altijd het onderwerp van vervolging zijn. Ik begrijp dat niet. I don't understand why the Jews are always the subject of persecution, of hate. That's the question that puzzles me always, also today. But now this Bento, this Osorio history, it's the same. That's why I thought, well, I had to hide in World War II. He had to live differently, live hidden 5 centuries ago. The human race is a difficult species. I don't understand it. Where are we, Susanna?
We are in San Domingo Square, and this place is very near where Bento Osorio lived.
Oh,
I can show you in the map.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here you can see the Rocio Square just
Yeah.
behind us.
Yeah.
Okay. And here, San Domingos is that church over there.
One.
That one,
Yeah.
exactly. And Bento, you know, lived, Rua dos Canos, the Pipe Street,
Oh, yeah.
was more or less here.
That must
behind
be
the
over
church.
there, behind the church.
The area
Yeah,
where he
but
lived.
those was the area he walked around.
Exactly.
He lived with his family.
His family was.
Is it still there?
We cannot see because with the earthquake of 1755, it was totally destroyed.
Yeah.
But we know more or less the place
Yes.
where it was. In those days, it was the commercial heart of the city.
Yeah.
So Bento was a merchant. His family was from merchants. So they lived in the heart of the city.
Yes.
We can see more of the
Yeah.
square.
Let's have a look. It's a nice idea that he just walked here, even it's totally different.
Yes.
Yeah.
This square is famous also for another reason, a very sad one.
Yes.
It was in 5006. It was a tragic event that shaped the city of Lisbon very traumatically. Inside São Domingos, there was a mass taking place. People were standing in the church some kind of light starts to move, and people said, oh, this is a miracle. So they came to Mass, they came here every day. It was a very difficult time, the beginning of the 16th century in Portugal. There was plague, famine, so the people are very eager to believe it. So they came to the church every day. One day, a new Christian said, no, that's not a miracle. That's a natural phenomenon. It's the light that enters the church. Well, people were very angry. They picked him outside the church, they beat him, they killed him, and like this began a massacre that dured 3 days, and they killed like 2,000 persons in Lisbon in 3 days, 2,000 new Christians.
True.
For 3 days.
How crazy can people get, eh?
Yes, this is the framework of Bento's life also, because it precedes Bento existence, but afterwards the Inquisition was established, and then people live in fear because they remember the kind of violence in the city. And now we have also a memorial to remember the tragic events.
Het is een hele eenvoudige steen. Hier zijn de wortels die de rest hebben weggedrukt. Maar hier rust dus Baruch Osorio, een gerespecteerd burger van Amsterdam.